Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, we offer thanks to the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us blessings and health. And the Honorable Person, our lecturer, Mr. Dr. Kaharudin S.I.P. and Hume, as a lecturer on phonetics, on morphology and syntax, and all of you guys. Let me introduce myself. I am Salsa Sabila. I'm a second years of English Education Department, Faculty of Tarbiyah and Teacher Training at Aladdin State Islamic University of Makassar. And today, I want to explain about inflection, word pattern inflection, and hope you guys enjoy this video. Inflection is a linguistic process that modifies words by following a regular pattern to satisfy the demand of particular grammatical function. For example, constructing words by following the pattern of regular plural nouns in English. For example, adding suffix s to the end of a noun, such as car become cars, book become books, and chair become chairs, and etc. According to Samshan MAHA and Atayib AM 2015, there are three basic types of inflection. That is inflection of noun, inflection of adjectives, and inflection of verb. Yes, because there are three basic types of inflection. That is inflection of verbs, inflection of nouns, and inflection of adjective. In English, inflection of noun is intended to show a more specific meaning about the noun in the form of number, singular to plural and possession. The act to change the meaning of a singular noun into a plural noun by using inflection is called pluralization. For example, making regular nouns plural by adding suffix s to the end of a noun, such as car become cars, book become books, and etc. Another type of inflection is possession, which is also recognized as possessive case of a noun. Possessive nouns are formed to show the expression of ownership. For example, adding an apostrophe and suffix s to the end of a noun. For example, in this sentence, John cleans his rabbit's room cage, every Sunday. His rabbit apostrophe suffix s, like that. In the provided extract, several regular nouns are pluralized, such as teachers. The best noun teacher is pluralized by adding suffix s to the end of teacher, forming teachers. Similar to teachers, student also pluralized by adding suffix s. And countries. Countries is pluralized by adding suffix ees, following the rules that noun ending in a consonant y change to ees in the plural form. And the last is speaker. Similar to students and teachers, speakers is also pluralized by adding suffix s. So there are 4 words are pluralized. The pluralization of regular and irregular nouns are not the same. Regular nouns. These follow predictable pattern for forming plural, generally add s or es. For example, in suffix s in the word car become cars, and suffix es in the word box become boxes. And while irregular nouns, some English nouns have any any particular rules, and some do not. For example, um, in singular noun men and plural becomes plural noun people, there are no rules. And another example is in the word mouse, making mice. Why? Because making singular nouns ending in os plural by deleting the os and adding suffix "is". That's why mouse become mice. That's have rules. Follow the rules. Based on my understanding, there are 8 rules of irregular plural nouns. The first rule is making singular nouns ending in use plural by deleting the use and adding suffix "e", suffix "I". For example, cactus become cacti. The second rule is making singular nouns ending in is plural by deleting the is and adding suffix es. For example, basis to basis. And the third rule is making singular nouns ending in on plural by deleting the on and adding suffix a. For example, criterion become criteria. And the next rule is making singular nouns ending in plural by deleting the plural and adding suffix a. For example, agenda become agenda. And next rule is making singular nouns ending in e or x plural by deleting the e or x plural and adding suffix "is". For example, index become indecisive. And the next rule is making singular nouns ending in a plural by adding suffix a, suffix e. For example, formula become formulae. And the seventh rule is, and the next rule is making singular nouns ending in ma plural by adding suffix ta. For example, dogma become dogmata. And the last rule is making singular nouns ending in os plural by deleting the os and adding suffix "is". For example, mouse become mice. And some of English nouns are pluralized without using any particular rules. And some of these nouns completely change in their plural forms, but some do not. For example, some English nouns are pluralized without using any particular rules. Some of these nouns are completely changed in their plural forms, but some do not. For example, change irregular plural nouns. In singular nouns, for example, person, by pluralization, it becomes people. Another example is no change irregular pluralization. For example, in singular nouns, spacious, it still become spacious. And I think these rules can be challenging for us to master because unlike regular plural form, irregular plurals do not follow a consistent of pattern, making them harder to learn. And many nouns have unique plural forms and must be memorized, and it's harder for me to memorize all of the rules. Basically, possessive nouns are formed to show their expression of ownership. For example, adding an apostrophe and suffix "s" to the end of a noun, such as in the word Ellie's car. Ellie, an apostrophe, suffix "s" and car. Ellie's car. There are 5 rules. The first rule is making the possessive case of singular noun. For most singular nouns which do not ending in s, possessive case such of such nouns is formed by adding an apostrophe and suffix s to the end of a noun. For example, John cleans his rabbit cage room. John cleans his rabbit an apostrophe suffix s cage room. The next rule is making the possessive nouns of plural nouns. For plural nouns, we do not need an extra suffix s to the end of the noun because they are already ending in letter s. And the second rule is making the possessive case of plural nouns. For plural nouns, we do not need an extra suffix because they already ending in letter s. All we need to do is simply adding an apostrophe to the end of a noun to show that the plural nouns have changed into the plural possessive nouns. For example, my sister's children are playing in the garden. My sister's an apostrophe children are playing in the garden. And the next rule is making the possessive case of compound nouns. A compound noun is noun that usually made by combining two or more nouns, two or more words, such as combining a noun and a noun. For example, school bus, and combining an adjective and a noun. For example, beautiful girl, and etc. Another rule is making the possessive case of multiple nouns with sharing ownership. For example, Tom and Jerry's songs are very entertaining. It means that Tom and Jerry are singers and have the same song to sing. And the last rule is making the possessive case of multiple nouns with separate ownership. For example, Adam's and Hawa's rooms are painted white and pink. It means that each individual has his or her own rooms, and the rooms are different. I think that's all from me. I hope you guys can enjoy this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.